Hey there, and welcome to GamePoints, our weekly get-together where we talk about recent gaming news. I'm, as always, your host, Stephen Brown, and joining me today is...
I'm David.
Tonight, David, we have some Red Dead Redemption 2 footage we're going to go over. We're going to talk about some of the conventions happening or not happening in some cases later this year. Sony finally gives crossplay out, and we're going to be getting deep dive into that. But first, the standard rigmarole that we go through here. This is, of course, episode 146. We do stream live every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you happen to be tuning in live, please feel free to join in the conversation. This is as much your talk show as it is ours. Whatever topics you want to bring to the board, we'll see if we can't adjust. And we do try to be audience interactive when we can. Also, keep in mind, this week I will not be streaming any games. I do have a little bit of a mini vacation with family in town. So next time I'll be on won't be until Monday, in case you were wondering about that. David.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get right into the first thing out the gate. Let's talk about this Red Dead 2 trailer that we see going around.
Oh, it's so good.
By the way, Salty Frank, thank you for joining. I see you in chat. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah,
Sorry
I
about
think
that.
I've known for a long time that I was just like an instant buy for this damn game. But actually, Salty Frank immediately brings it up in chat. Watching the Red Dead gameplay on stream is as close as anyone's going to get to seeing it on PC for a while, because that's how Rockstar works. Grand Theft Auto 5 took like a year. And I remember the only great part about that was the fact that you could transfer your PlayStation or your Xbox account to the PC version, but then you couldn't come back. So once you had it on PC, that's where you were.
Well, keep in mind, I don't know if you heard the news. I think I talked about it, or it could have been hinted at a week or two ago, but it wasn't anything major. I didn't bring it up. But in an interview with one of the major outlets, a developer on the game straight up said, we are not bringing it to PlayStation PC.
Which is ridiculous, because I'm betting they will. They just right now have no plans to. But
That's
give it
my
2 years.
stance on it, too.
Grand Theft Auto has been selling steadily for how many years now? I'm willing to bet it's going to happen, just
still
not soon.
on the top 10 monthly charts every single month.
And
that
it'll
game
probably
came out
stay
in
there
2013?
even when Red Dead's out.
2014? When did GTA 5 come out? I have to look this up.
A while ago?
I'll do that thing where I type and look something up. 2015. 2015. So it's... No, I'm sorry. 2016. Or no, 2013. Fuck, I can't read for anything.
You are so bad at
September
this.
17th, 2013. So that game is
but it's
just
also had
over 5 years
release
old.
dates.
Yeah, this game is just over 5 years old, and it's still topping the charts.
Mm-hmm.
So, Salty Frank says, did they say that about GTA 5 as well when referencing the PC release date? I don't think that Rockstar ever actually came out and said this will never come to PC.
I think they said something similar, like, we have no plans to bring this to PC.
Yes, but...
And then give it a year, and it just happened.
The incident that I'm referring to was a developer flat out saying it was not coming.
It just depends on who it is.
Yeah, honestly, if there's money to be had, they'll put it up on there because they're going to look at Grand Theft Auto's lifespan.
The funny thing here to me is that I honestly think that developers have no fucking say in it, because you know who's going to decide whether or not this game goes to PC? The shareholders.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to get at. They're going to look how much money is being left on the table and go, okay, port it over now. And it's smart.
I was going to say, how much money is Grand Theft Auto making on Steam? Yeah, let's just move that over.
From a business standpoint, it's smart for them to say it's not coming to PC and then release it on PC 2 years later, because then everyone who would have bought it on console because it's not coming to PC now suddenly buys it on PC.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of how they're still able to maintain their sales numbers. That's part of it. Not all of it, but it's a big part of it.
But anyway, we've managed to go this entire time and not actually talk about the trailer whatsoever.
Yeah.
So let's jump into that. A couple cool things of note is they do show off first-person gameplay. I think we all kind of knew that was coming, since that was such a big deal when they added it to 5.
And it looks good. It looks good, actually. I'm not going to play it in first person, but it does look good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mode that you're going to screw around in and do nonsense, but I will probably play the majority of the game in third person. Watching it, it just looks so damn smooth. It's kind of hard to think that it's just running on one of the current gen consoles. Like, it just looks damn good. And there's so much stuff going on. Like, the world looks vivid. There's animals and critters and really good lighting effects and dust and nonsense and explosions.
It looks like they're bringing back those little shows. Remember in Grand Theft Auto 5, you can like walk into a comedy club and listen to Cat Williams. essentially do an entire set for a goddamn video game. Similar idea. I saw some vaudeville act going on with a bunch of can dancers and some dude in a funny hat dancing around. All your mini games, Texas Hold'em, Five Finger Fillet, whatever the hell that's called, fishing. It looked like, and God knows I love a good fishing game.
Yeah, and I know you can catch animals and cook them and skin them and all that nonsense too. So,
what's your hype level for Red Dead Redemption?
I'm just gonna buy it, I guess.
But are you like excited for it? Are you like jonesing for it? Because I can't bring myself to really. I don't want to say I don't care about this game, but it's just one of those things to look at and go, okay, cool.
You would be hard pressed to name another game that's coming out from now until the remainder of the year that I'm more excited for.
Okay, so you are pretty excited for this one then.
Like this is my holiday season game because Red Dead Redemption was one of my favorite games that I played back on the PS3 back in the day.
It was good. I will admit that Red Dead Redemption was a great game. It's just something about this one. I look at it and go, that's really pretty. That's really cool. I'll probably buy it day one, probably play a lot of it, but I'm just no longer super hyped up from these massive open world games. I mean,
no, it's probably going to have way too much stuff to do, but
yeah.
that's the difference on me is that I haven't bought any open world games recently, and I have no intent. Like, I'm saving all my free time for this game.
Well, the last two games I've gone through was Spider-Man, which I haven't quite finished yet, but that's a big open world game with all kinds of collectibles everywhere. And I am still working through Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is a massive open world game. I'm like 40 hours into that bastard, and I don't even see the end yet. Just full of way too much to do. So the idea of yet another one of those so close is
well,
just
and keep in mind that this one is going to be even worse because this is Take-Two and Rockstar we're talking about. This game will never end.
No. Well, it will for me. Once I finish the
years.
story, I'm done. I have no interest in playing the online mode at all.
Okay, well,
that's not for me.
Man.
Yeah, but
I'm here to steal horses and go on runs on the countryside.
Fair enough. So yeah, I know Red Dead Redemption 2 is like everyone's excited for it. Do you think it's going to do GTA numbers? Because I don't.
I doubt it will. I think it's going to do fantastic.
Yeah, I'm super curious to see how well this sells.
But there's also the question when you say GTA numbers, because how much did that game actually sell on launch weekend or in the first 3 months?
That's why
we talk about it because it's like this crazy, like megalodon video game because it sold just a ridiculous number of copies, but it's also been out for 5 years.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to see how it trends week to week. I want to see. Yeah. I want to know what this game's first week sales are to GTA's first week sales, and those numbers
now,
are.
If you're asking, do I think it has the same like staying power that Grand Theft Auto 5 did? I'm going to say no. While for me, I'm stoked about it because I'm a sucker for westerns. Not everyone is.
Yeah, GTA is definitely a more mass appeal.
And horses and all that stuff isn't going to be for everybody. People will probably play it, but I think even after this game's out, you'll still have tons of people going back into Grand Theft Auto 5 just because it's more modern.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to actually consider too. Is this going to take people away from GTA 5? Or are people going to play this for a little bit and go, okay, cool, but I have so much time invested in GTA, I don't want to spend any more here?
Who knows? Probably people play both.
Anyways, Red Dead Redemption 2 is, of course, going to be the biggest game this year, regardless of who buys it. And let us know what you think about all this stuff down in the comments below as we move on to our next topic. This one was meant to be more of a thrown away, but we're getting to the proper news right now. And this has the potential to be huge, actually. This came today from Google's little tech blog. There we go. Google blog, developers, the headline, pushing the limits of streaming technology. Essentially, they're announcing this thing called Google Stream. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I have. I'm actually pretty hyped for this because I was an online supporter, so what are you going to do?
Fair enough. Some highlights from the article. I kind of compressed the important stuff. We're going to be quoting directly from the article. We've been working on Project Stream, a technical test to solve some of the biggest challenges of streaming. For this test, we're going to push the limits with one of the most demanding applications for streaming, a blockbuster video game. We've partnered with one of the most innovative and successful video game publishers, Ubisoft, to stream their soon-to-be-released Assassin's Creed Odyssey to your Chrome browser on a laptop or desktop. Starting October 5th, A limited number of participants will get to play the latest in this best-selling franchise at no charge for the duration of the Project Stream test. There are limited spaces available for Project Stream, but if you're interested in participating, you can apply on our website. Project Stream is geared toward home internet connections capable of 25 megabits per second. You must be 17 years or older and live in the U.S. to participate. David, what do you think about this? You said you were excited for it, but about...
Oh, I've already been signed up for this.
You're already on it? You're ready to go?
Yeah, I'm already on that wait list. So we talked about this. The game streaming services have come and gone a lot over the last several years. I've mentioned before that I was an OnLive person. Like, I backed that thing when it happened and was playing, I don't even remember, like Just Cause 2 or something on there. Because the idea was awesome. Because at that point in time, I didn't have like a game system. I didn't have a good computer. I was basically playing everything on a flippin' netbook, and it was just fantastic at that point in time in my life. Now, I mean, I have a computer and I have a PlayStation, and it's fine, but there's still stuff that comes out that, man, do I want to play this on PC? Do I want to play it on console? What's this going to look better? Oh, now we have new graphics cards coming out. Do I need to spend all that money? The idea of opening a new tab on like Google Chrome and then going to a game library and just launching a game and having it run and having it look amazing. And that's really going to be the catch, is it has to look amazing and it has to run smoothly. And if they can pull that off, this will be the biggest deal.
That's also why I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Go ahead.
We've talked about this could be what Microsoft's whole plan is that their next console is just a stream box that connects to their server, and you play all your Xbox games online just on Microsoft's time. They're pushing all the horsepower out, basically. Google has the money to get this done. The question is whether or not we have the infrastructure and whether or not you have a good enough internet connection. Now, the fact that they say, hey, you need at least a 25 megabit per second internet connection, will obviously rule out some people, but
I would say that rules out most of America, to be quite honest with you. I don't think people realize how limited U.S. internet infrastructure is. A lot of people...
That's true.
...have to use satellite or... I mean, DSL is still kind of around.
We're just spoiled because we're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right here, for me, I can do this. I don't have any issue with this.
Yeah, same here. But if you live like in Montana, Kansas... Yeah, it's a lot of places. America's a big country, so there's a lot of people who are just immediately ruled out by this. I'm also glad that they're doing something like Assassin's Creed Odyssey for this test, because it is a game that, one, it is a big budget game, so you know it's going to require a lot of graphical horsepower to run. So this is a good way to get out there that Ubisoft signed on to do this. It's going to let us know real quick if it looks beautiful or not, because if there's an issue of streaming,
if you run into any like chugs,
you're going to know real quick.
If you run into like FPS loss, then that'll be what kills it. That's why they have to do a test like this. But
you're going to see it very quickly with screen tearing.
Like silky smooth, like 1080p or better with 60 FPS stable. I mean, sign me up.
There's another reason why I like it being this specific game, because in Odyssey, combat is kind of combo-ish based. There's a lot of timing involved with blocking and parrying.
So if you have latency issues or something like that, it would be
it's going to wiggle that stuff out. Now, I'm not talking like fighting game stuff here, where actual individual pixels matter.
Dude, but it is announced. Soul Calibur 6 is the next test. I'll be down.
This is a good game to stream it, to test it with, because it is more than just a simple... I know people say first-person shooters require a lot of multiplayer online stuff too, but this is a good test. It kind of covers everything, and it's not something... It does require a good input. You can't have any input lag in there. So this kind of covers all the bases. This is a good game to do it with. I'm kind of curious to know how long this goes on for, this test does. I'd imagine maybe a weekend, because I doubt... that this is a good move for Ubisoft, because they can go, hey, here's a preview for Assassin's Creed Odyssey that you get 72 hours for. I doubt they would give people enough time to complete the entire game, because then you're just giving that game away for free.
Yeah, I highly doubt that's what's going on. But
so I do want to.
It could also be limited to certain areas or whatever. Or, like, you don't have access to all the. I mean, who knows? It could be a demo version of the game, but you just got to see how it plays.
Salty Frank here in chat saying that internet's getting better speeds throughout the U.S. slowly but surely. He lives in a semi-rural North Carolina. He now gets a 150 megabyte download, where only 4 years ago he got a 6 megabyte download. So yeah, it is improving, but there's still a lot of places that don't even have that 6 MB yet. They have just enough to check email, and that's it. And all of this does not count into the fact that if you live like on campus somewhere, you're going to have a data cap limit. If you're in the military, you're not going to be able to dial out. So I doubt we will ever see the point where physical consoles are just gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think streaming is a way to get people on deck, because it is a way to go, hey, for $150 a month, you get access to the service. And at that point, there's so little overhead because you're not creating a console.
Yeah.
So that's more money going into the developers' pockets.
Although, unless this is like completely and utterly perfect and replaces every single video game playing machine in my house, $150 ain't happening.
No way in hell. But I can see them charging something like that, like $150 a year, $200 a year. I can see it going that high.
Oh, a year? That's a whole different thing. You said per month.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean per month. I can see Google saying, hey, we have all these third-party games, $200 a year, and you get access to them, or even $500 a year.
If it costs less than a satellite radio subscription, that's fine. Let's do it.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, Google Stream. I think that is something that we need to be keeping an eye on, because if there is a company willing to eat the cost on something until they get it right and make it profitable, it is Google, because they just have such a massive war chest.
Yeah, it has to be them or Amazon.
Dave, why don't you go ahead and lead us off on the next story?
Let's talk about this little story from Variety that the XO18 was announced. So this is Microsoft's holding a new XO event. This is their like mini conference. It's like a fan event style thing.
It's like their version of PSX.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that specifically. I was gonna say that. But in other news, Xbox Phil Spencer announced on an episode of Inside Xbox that XO18 will take place Saturday, November 10th in Mexico City alongside the 4th annual Xbox Fan Fest. It'll celebrate all things Xbox with news, first looks, and more from both first-party and third-party developers.
I'm surprised it's in Mexico City.
I mean, that's where the Fan Fest is going to happen. So
yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be all that surprised, but you hear these things, and they're almost always in, if not in Tokyo itself, they're either like in New York or San Francisco or LA.
Well, it's Microsoft. They do whatever they want.
Yeah, I'm liking that they're branching out.
The most important thing that we have to talk about is the fact that Spencer also revealed that Microsoft is bringing keyboard and mouse support to Xbox One.
Yeah, thank fucking Christ.
And that's great. Now, it will be on a case-by-case basis based on the game, but we do know that the first game supporting it is going to be Digital Extreme's Warframe, which is flipping perfect because that game I've only played with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, the game feels really good on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. I mean, those guys know what they're doing.
They are hyping this up more than they normally, because this is the first XO Fest that Microsoft has had. But there's definitely, or X0, whatever that is. There's definitely a little bit more hype to this one. They seem to be hinting that they're going to be revealing some big things going on at this year. David, in your opinion?
No.
Okay.
Not now.
Okay, yeah, I'm in agreement. If you're talking about them even mentioning the new consoles, that's an E3 thing. That's E3 or bust.
Yeah. I just knew exactly where you're going with it. I'm like, oh, next year, huh? No, that's not happening.
A question that has to be asked, because that is what the buzz going around is, because we love to overhype things on the internet, and everyone's saying,
I refuse to believe that Spencer's like, okay, and what we're going to do in this event in Mexico City is show off the Xbox One X2. Yeah.
What I think you're going to get from here is probably a couple of games shown from the 5 studios they picked up during E3, like Compulsion and
here's what these guys are doing.
Undead Labs, etc. Yeah. They're going to be like, hey, we have a little bit more announcement show there, but don't expect any next-gen hardware to be released at this time.
Here's a Halo video.
Yeah. Which brings us to our next story. While Xbox is doing their PSX version, Sony themselves are not having a PSX at all. This is from Twinfinite. No PlayStation Experience 2018 this year. From the article itself. The popular PlayStation consumer event, often referred to as PSX, will not be happening this year, says Worldwide Studio Chairman Sean Layden during an episode of the PlayStation Podcast. Layden stated, for 2018, I know this is going to be a disappointment to some people, but we decided not to hold on a PlayStation Experience this year. He then goes on. We wouldn't have enough to bring people all together in some location in North America to have that event. We don't want to set the expectations really high and not deliver on it. It's a hard decision, but we have determined that this year we will not be able to hold a PlayStation experience. I know he repeats himself quite a bit there, but that is where we are at. No PSX this year, and I think I know why, David.
Well, I mean, he says it. They don't have anything they want to show right now.
Yes, but you know why they don't have anything they want to show right now.
Because they're saving everything for E3, because that's when they're going to show off the new consoles.
Yes, to a degree.
I mean, that's what you're going to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
But I think they could still have it. I mean, whatever. Show some nonsense, but also just make your event yearly. Just stick to it.
No.
Keep on keeping on. Why not?
E3, the only reason why I think Sony even had an E3 conference is because it was E3 and they had to do something. Their E3 conference this year was a bust because they really don't have anything else to show for it, or they're not really ready to announce yet.
They don't want to show off any more of those like 2 games that we don't have yet.
Yeah, not at all.
3
No,
games?
not at all, because the PlayStation 4 is at the end of its life. Games being developed by Sony right now, other than ones that we've known for like 2 or 3 years now, like Days Gone, Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding. Those have been in development for quite a while. Everything that they're working on now, though, and in my opinion, starting like 2 years ago, is all geared for PlayStation 5. I am
like
convinced.
Ghost of Tsushima and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So some of this Ghost of Tsushima might be a cross-generation game where it's on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, where they do 2 separate releases for it. But the stuff that they're working on right now that they haven't announced yet, it's all PlayStation 5 stuff, which is because PlayStation 4 is done. It has a year left in it, tops, in my opinion. Now, they'll still, before the PlayStation 5 comes out. I am still on the idea that PlayStation 5 will come out no later than first quarter of 2020.
All right, see, I'm good with that, because I remember for a little while you were thinking it might actually come out next year. I'm like, I can't.
I think
can't
it might.
believe that.
I honestly think it might come out next year. I wouldn't be surprised if at E3
Do you think
they
it's
said,
like maybe like a fall or November release? Like,
yeah,
why
they
not?
come out during E3 and go, here's the PlayStation 5. By the way, you can buy it as early as November 10th or whatever, like the second or first week of November.
The
is,
real
last
the
week of
real
October.
question is whose successor console comes out first, Sony or Microsoft?
I think
in your
I
opinion.
think Microsoft has a vested interest in being the first guys out the gate. I think that is important for them to be the first people out the gate. And as such, I think they will be the first ones out the gate. But when it comes down to it, I honestly think that both consoles are going to release within like 2 weeks of each other.
It's possible.
But I honestly feel that Xbox, it is super important for Microsoft to get out the gate first, because they need to...
They need to get the extra attention of being
Yes.
the first to market with it.
Yes, they need that extra bit of oomph to really just punch people in the face with it.
But that could also be why Sony's so quiet, is because they know that Microsoft needs this, and they're doing their best to Sony all over Microsoft again.
I think
and,
Sony...
and just try and beat them to the punch.
If you want my suspicion, I honestly think Sony could, if realistically, launch a PlayStation 5 within 6 months. I think they're that far in development with it. They won't, but I think they could. I think they're doing that thing where Sony is going to, like you said, Sony all over Xbox, where they're
gonna
like, okay,
wait and wait
Yep.
and wait, and then Phil Spencer's gonna say, okay, Xbox 2 or whatever the hell you want to call it comes out February 18th, 2020, and Sony goes, sweet, ours comes out January 1st.
Yep. I honestly think that Sony is in a position where they can just fucking swoop down on Xbox again. I think they're in that position. I think they're ready to go. I honestly think, from just my own sources, take that for what you will, that this console is ready. Dev kits are already out there. People are already developing games for it. You can hear it in the language they use, to go back to CD Projekt Red when they're talking about this console is being developed for next generation systems.
Mm-hmm.
That means they have the dev kit for it. There's a reason.
So does Bethesda.
Yeah, there is a reason why Sony is not announcing anything new. It's because when E3 in 2019 comes, I think they're going to go, here are 10 games for the launch of PlayStation 5. And it's bop, 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 bop. And all these will be within 6 months after the console launch, which will be November of this year or something like that. I think or they will adjust for when Microsoft needs it. If they need another 4 months to work on something and they find out Microsoft isn't launching theirs until 2020, they will delay it until 2020. But I think Sony is deliberately timing their stuff to fuck with Microsoft because it has been
it
so
just sounds
successful
so
for
right.
them.
It's
been
so right.
so successful for them.
Mm-hmm. They just wait to hear what Microsoft says, and then they say something better.
Yes, it has worked for them very well, and I still think that is what they're going on.
That's their entire playbook.
Yeah, I mean, flat out.
See what Xbox does.
Yep. Which sounds fucked up, but I think that's what it is.
Yep.
Which is why I think Microsoft is going to be pushing the streaming thing harder than we think it is going to be, because they need something to differentiate from Sony.
Well, I hope that works out for them, because soon enough they're going to run out of things that differentiate them from Sony. And with that, let's talk about our next story. PS4 is getting crossplay for Fortnite.
And yeah,
among other things.
Yes.
We'll get into that. But as of right now, and actually a couple of days ago, there was a beta for Fortnite crossplay on the PS4. So, according to the actual U.S. PlayStation blog, following a comprehensive evaluation process, Sony Entertainment has identified a path towards supporting cross-platform features for select third-party content. The first step will be an open beta beginning today for Fortnite. This article is from a few days ago, like I mentioned. I'm just reading it.
Yeah, I think it came out Tuesday of last week.
But it allows for
is a bit
cross-platform
dated,
gameplay,
but important.
progression, and commerce across PS4, Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Mac.
Let me pause
They
you
were the
right here.
only ones out of that list if we talked about this a week and a half ago.
It's important to state that this is the official PlayStation blog that's actually mentioning by name Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, because you normally don't see that too often.
Yeah.
Normally everyone just stays dead quiet about that stuff. Going on from the article itself, this represents a major policy change for Sony Interactive Entertainment, and we are now in the planning process across the organization to support this change. We will update the community once we have more details to share, including blah, 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 blah. Good on them. They're finally pulling their heads out their asses, and I think they realized that people were starting to get pissed.
Yeah, people have been pissed ever since they realized that their accounts were locked to Sony. As soon as Fortnite hit Nintendo, that became an issue.
I think that a lot of this wouldn't have been as big as it was if Epic Games and the guys at Fortnite didn't accidentally flip that switch one day. And
it wasn't even that. When that game came out, when Fortnite launched, the day it came out, crossplay was on for Xbox and PS4. Period. It just was on.
I'm convinced that shit was on purpose.
Oh, we know it was, because it was hilarious. Because when they did the interview about, wait, how is crossplay in this game? They said, oh, sorry, we clicked the wrong switch. As if it was easy enough to just pull up like a config file, change a 0 to a 1, and then they just turned it back to a 0 to turn it back off.
Yeah, which is, if it's that simple of a fix, it's something they could have fixed like within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But they let that shit go on for a long time. That was a calculated move to pressure Sony into finally giving in on this.
Well, Epic's also playing completely on their own terms, because Fortnite is such a just force in the gaming sphere that they're kind of doing whatever the hell they want.
They're big enough to go to...
They launched on Android outside of like the Google Play Store. Yeah. They are still online on Nintendo Switch without any kind of online connection or paying for Nintendo's online service. Keep in mind that it also has built-in voice chat, which is something that Nintendo can't even do with their first-party games. They just do what they want.
It is big enough to where Epic Games, and by extension Tencent, can just bully their way into whatever they want on these platform holders, because it is so massive.
Yeah.
One thing I do like about this blog post is that Sony straight up comes up and goes, hey, listen, this is a massive policy change for us. So they are clearly coming out and going, we have never done this before. This is way different than we normally run, and just fucking bear with us as we sort this shit out.
Well, the thing to like about that is the fact that they're not just letting this turn on for Fortnite, because in the article he mentions it's not just as easy as flipping a switch, when we both know that for Epic it was
as easy as flipping a switch.
Like a fucking intern turning on a computer and checking a box to turn the crossplay back on. But they're sounds like looking into allowing crossplay for several more titles, and who
Yes.
knows what we'll get. But they basically need to put on like Rocket League and some other games like immediately.
Right. Hey, AJ Ninja
And
Jedi, how you doing, man? Thank you for the host. And yes, I am the Assassin's Creed Odyssey streamer. This is what we do Mondays, is that we have our little talk show here. Feel free to join in whatever topics that come across. And thank you once again for the host. So yeah, expect more crossplay goodness on Fortnite, PlayStation 4 rather. Just don't expect everything at once. For example, don't expect Black Ops 4 to be cross-play and cross-progression, and don't expect anything releasing this year to have this functionality in there.
I just say they're going to retroactively add it to like Rocket League, Minecraft, other things.
Rocket League would be the next big test for them to check out because they have such a friendly relationship with Psionics.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, the next big game that isn't retroactively related, they added to it. I think the next big game that would actually have this is Anthem.
Yeah, they'll just wait. Let Anthem do
They'll
it.
be like, okay, hey, Anthem coming out, and it's going to be playable on any system, and you'll be able to play with your friends on any system, and progression will be able to carry over on any system. And I think that will be the next big game to feature crossplay on Sony, but we will definitely see. Just don't expect it to be on any game releasing between now and December, because I think that stuff is too hammered in. The marketing is too set. The deals have already been made. All right.
There you go.
We got two more stories before we wrap up and get into new releases. AJ Ninja Jedi. Yes, Assassin's Creed Odyssey does release tomorrow for pre-orders. I will be talking about that specific bugaboo that I have with that game when we hit new releases, because God, do I hate what they do with that stuff. And if you want to stick around, I'll definitely get ranty on that. But first, we got
he does.
Yeah, we got these last two stories I want to go for. One of them, these are both fluff pieces at this point, right? The first one is the official Kingdom Hearts 3 song has been announced. Here we go, right here. It is going to be the opening theme as a special collaboration between longtime KH fans Skrillex and Utada Haikuru. It is called Face My Fears and is coming out January 18th, 2019. Do you care at all?
I can't even pretend. I give zero shits about this fucking thing. I understand that people love like that Kingdom Hearts intro song, whatever the hell it was, 800,000 years ago when the first game came out, and whatever
so
the hell was
you
in
had
the second
Simple
game.
and Clean, which was the first one, the kind of poppy upbeat, and then you had I think it was called Passion for the second one.
The only thing they could have possibly done to make me less interested in the new Kingdom Hearts theme song is add fucking Skrillex to it, and that's exactly what they did. God, I have no intention of listening to this song or playing this game, let's be real. It's not for me. I get that a million people love this franchise, but it's so cumbersome, it's so awkward, it's so fucking Squaresoft. I don't need anything from this.
A couple things. One, Ninja Jedi, Skrillex is only helping to remix the intro song to Kingdom Hearts 3, so it has that quasi-house feel to it like the first two did. Two...
Is it going to sound like you're getting attacked by bees?
Just Nick Cage
sure that's
screaming
what all
over
this
and
music
over
sounds
again.
like.
Two, this kind of brings it more in line with the opening to the first two Kingdom Hearts, which were, like I said, very upbeat, very poundy, very dance clubby. Because when they announced the Utada theme for Kingdom Hearts 3, it just sounded so out of tone for the intro songs of the first two. I was wondering what they were going to do with it. Well, this is it. This will make it more thematically in line with the first two games. I'm a fan of Kingdom Hearts, but I'm not like a obsessive fan. I only play the mainline entries. The other side stuff I could care less about. I'm fine with this. I get it. It is what it is. And Skrillex, I know we all like to rag on Skrillex. That guy actually does more than just drop the beat, as it were. He is a somewhat talented producer, as loath as I am to say that.
He does have to click play on his MacBook. I get that.
And as far as bring back the old composers are working on it. It's the same people working on the entire soundtrack.
Utada's the same girl that sang all the other Kingdom Hearts songs. So
yeah, this is just the opening theme that you hear at the beginning. That heavy synth pounding music that you hear at the beginning of both Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. This is just that theme. The orchestra score is still being done by the same guy who's name escapes me, and I know who it is, and it just escaped me right now. So don't worry about that. But yeah, that single shall be January 18th, 2019, just in time for you to hear it played awkwardly on trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer for the game.
Yay!
And then the final story, and this one kind of makes me sad a little bit.
This is messed up. So we've had this issue. You know how Nintendo hates everything that's related to them that they didn't put out?
Absolutely. They multiple times have claimed
including
my
occasionally
videos
pulling our videos
for showing like 30 seconds of a trailer meant to be shared with people.
Yeah. Anyway, in a story from IGN, Nintendo has won the lawsuit against the unlicensed Mario Kart ride company. So, from the article, Tokyo tourists will no longer unofficially be suiting up as their favorite Mario characters and riding go-karts around the city. Nintendo actually sued them, saying, hey, you can't dress up as our characters and drive go-karts.
And, I mean, to be fair, they were blatantly ripping off Mario Kart.
I think the only problem is the fact is that they're charging people to like dress up in costume and race go-karts.
Yeah.
But if there was just like a group of people that hopped in go-karts and dressed as Mario characters, I don't think they'd have any leg to stand on.
If this was a Mega 64 sketch, they don't have anything to stand on. But this was people actively using the Mario Kart brand. Like, they weren't even being shy about it.
Yeah.
So I
race against
get why they were sued. That said, this looked like a blast. I always kind of wanted to do this, because you're driving down, like, Tokyo streets.
No, this would be fun. I'm down. And they still exist. Like, they're not gone as a go-kart thing. They're just pulling all of the Nintendo stuff, from what I understand.
And
I think they already pulled everything off of the website. If you look at their Facebook page, obviously you can still see people dressed up, but what are you gonna do about that?
This is one of those things. I know we were talking about how Nintendo tends to be a little bit overzealous, but I look at this and go, yeah, Nintendo, you had just cause to go after these guys right here, because this is such a blatant ripoff. I'm sorry, you're charging people to actually wear Mario outfits and get in a go-kart that is branded Mario Kart.
Yeah, but do they get like bananas and bombs and all that?
I don't know the exact details of what the company was called MariCar, by the way, which is as close to just, I mean, it's, I hate sticking up for Nintendo's litigious side, but this is one of those cases where I have to kind of agree with them on. But yeah, Mario Kart, fun game. Mario Kart 8, probably one of the best games on the Switch so far. And of course, they'll be making a Mario Kart 9, right, David?
Yeah,
like, that's in the cards. But the announcement for that won't even be for years yet, because Nintendo has a bunch of stuff to get through already. But if I'm bored right now, what could I play this week?
Well, you specifically don't give a shit about this next thing I'm going to say, but let's get this out of the room, or out into the room. Assassin's Creed Odyssey comes out this week.
All right.
For PS4 and Xbox One and PC. And now you can talk about it, because I sure as hell haven't been playing it for the last week, but I think you have.
I have played Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the past week. You can check out my previous streams on this channel right here if you're going to go both through the videos and take a look at it. I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's an amazing game. I think it is better than Origins in every single way. And slight spoilers, but I'm not going to get too nitpicky on it. They actually advance
your character's gender?
Well, yes, but you can they actually advance the plot to the first civilization. Thank fucking Christ. You know that whole MacGuffin that's been hanging over people's heads since the first one about how there was this race that came before humans? They actually advanced some of that plot a little bit.
Wow.
So, goddamn, thank Christ that's actually happened. But you can check that in the review when it finally launches on GameCritics.com. What I am here for, because this is new release category, is my goddamn rant about what Ubisoft is doing here with their two separate release dates.
Dude, okay. One, before you get really into this, of all the people that would pull this kind of shenanigans, of course it was Ubisoft. If at any point you need reference, just look up Watch Dogs release editions. You'll understand why Ubisoft is ridiculous.
So I have seen a couple companies do this before, and it's fucked up every single time. And do not believe how they're selling it to you. Technically, Assassin's Creed Odyssey does not launch until this Friday, which is the 5th, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, the 5th. But if you pre-order the gold or higher edition for a premium price, you get early access to it tomorrow, Tuesday, 3 days ahead. This is a fucking lie. Games traditionally never launch on a Friday except for rare occasion. Paying $20 extra to get it early is not what you are doing. You are paying $20 extra to get it on time, and if you do not pay Ubisoft that extra $20, they hold your fucking game hostage for another 3 goddamn days. This is such a bullshit move, Ubisoft. I love this game, and you have been doing really good with your games the past couple of years. But your pre-order strategy is fucked up beyond belief. And do not try to tell me that this is early access, because it is not. It is late access if you don't cough it up. That is what this is. God damn, do I hate this fucking corporate newspeak bullshit with a passion. Rant over. Like I said, it's a mini rant. It was going to be a small one.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's fantastic. It's just such a Ubisoft thing to do. Like, really. Yeah. But I was gonna run this down because I was looking at it while you were ranting. I'm just gonna, for instance, read some of the different versions that Watch Dogs had. So we know that, yes, you're paying $20 to get a game on time, and if you pay regular price, you get it late for no fucking reason.
Give me a second here, and
Watch Dogs
I'll do
had
one
the standard
better for
edition, a special edition, the Vigilante edition, the Uplay exclusive edition, the limited edition, the DeadSec edition, the digital deluxe edition, the Uplay deluxe edition, the gold edition, and then a season pass.
I'll do one better for you. Let's take a look at the versions that come from Assassin's Creed Odyssey itself. I apologize for not just having this up and running, but there is a shit ton of them. There's 4 versions just for digital pre-order. There is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the game itself for $60, the Deluxe Edition for $80, the Gold Edition for $100, the Odyssey Ultimate Edition for $120, and that is just for digital releases. That does not count physical releases. They have ones that come with a statue, like the Spartan Edition, which I think is the $250 one that comes with the Spartan statue on there. AJ Ninja Red in chat saying he bought the $160 version, which comes with Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered and all that stuff. You need a fucking spreadsheet to track all this shit. Yeah.
The big question for me is, how much money do I have to spend to get the entire video game? I don't care about trinkets and other bullshit that just clutter up my house. How much money to get the full game?
Exactly. And I believe that answer is 120, because it's 60 for the full game and 60 for the season pass. The season pass, mind you, that they don't have everything planned out for right now, at least not publicly.
But if you get the season pass, do you get all the bonus stuff you would get if you bought it on Uplay?
I have no idea.
Do you get the bonus stuff you'd get if you bought it at GameStop? Do you
I have no idea.
It's nonsense, and it drives me insane.
I know people who work at Ubisoft. They're great guys, and I hate having to say this, but their pre-order culture with this company specifically fucking sucks. AJ Ninja, thank you for clarifying. The $160 one comes with the Spartan. The $250 one comes with the diorama. They have a $250 version of this game, in addition to the $160 version, in addition to the $120 version, and so on and so forth.
When your game has 8 different collector's editions, none of them are collector's editions.
Oh, but it's about player choice, David. Bullshit. It is not about player choice, because if you didn't want people to fucking buy it, you wouldn't be selling it to begin with.
Womp womp. Anyway.
Oh my god. I hate Ubisoft's pre-order bullshit. You go to a convention, and Ubisoft always has a booth set up. You know what that booth is called? The pre-order center. They're like, you saw this trailer at the convention, come pre-order the game here right now. How fucking avarice. Avarice shown.
They want your money now, so they can figure out how much money they got, so they can figure out how much money to tack on to the retail price of the game when it eventually comes out with $120, or the $250, the $300 version.
AJ, thanks for giving me all this information. Apparently there's a Medusa version as well for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which comes with a Medusa It's insanity. Just give me the fucking game, man. If you're going to tell me the game's going to be $300, at least tell me that up front so I don't have to spend all this money. And it sucks that I'm having to go yeah, Soul Glove, the Avarice edition of Assassin's Creed, the Avarice edition. I hate it. And I do have links turned off in chat, so please just direct message it to me. Oh God, and it sucks because this game is so good. This game is so good. It is a must buy, especially if you loved Origins. You're going to love this one.
Does it have a complete ridiculous amount of content in it? It's gonna take you way too damn long to
I'm
beat.
40 hours into it, and I don't even see the end yet. I'm not done with the end yet. I've not finished the game yet. I know embargoes for reviews have come out today, but the site that I work for is very big on just take your time and go through it. Don't rush to it, because a lot of the people who are... Because we didn't get this game until last week. Monday of last week. A lot of people who are cranking out reviews either have been paid to play it like 10 hours a day for a week straight, like your IGNs that can afford to play people like that, or they're people who just went, I'm going to stick only to the main critical path and finish as fast as I can, which isn't, in my opinion, a go to review games, because that's not how most people are going to play it. Yeah, you don't experience it. And like I said, with that link, AJ, just link it to me directly, direct message me, and I will pop it up in the show as we move on. However, Assassin's Creed, be it you getting it Tuesday or Friday, is not the only thing coming out this week. What else do we have coming out this week, David?
Man, I forgot we were even doing new releases. I got thrown off.
Yeah, I get that little mini rant turned into something way bigger. There actually is a couple
other video games coming out this week that aren't Assassin's Creed related. For PSVR, there's Astrobot Rescue Mission. This is
this is actually really good. I've played this. This is good.
This game is built for PSVR by Japan Studio, and basically your head movements will control the camera, but it's a full-on platforming action game where you actually move a character with left stick and you jump and you attack and all this other fun stuff. If you're interested, it's the first PSVR game to get a 10 out of 10 score on the Road to VR website. Take from that what you will.
Okay.
But yeah, if you got a PSVR and nothing to do with it, which is very possible, there you go. We have Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise for PS4. This is just an action-adventure third-person game based on the Fist of the North Star manga, comic, anime, whatever you want to call it. It's probably going to feel a lot like Yakuza because it's a Sega game that's using kind of the same mechanics and systems. You're fighting enemy encounters, beat 'em up gameplay, there's quick time events, there's mini games, bartending, baseball, racing, and you can also play other fun games on the Master System in-game, so that's exciting. We have Forza Horizon 4, which is the big one I've been waiting for, except
this is the arcadey one, right?
Yes. The Forza Horizon series is the less simulation, more fun focused of the Forza games. This is the fourth Horizon game. Obviously, it's not 5 like Walmart said it was going to be a while ago. This one is This one's in the UK. It's got over 450 cars. The seasons actually changed. They're going to be based on what Playground decides. So it's going to be summer until it's fall for everybody at the same time. So the game doesn't naturally shift. It's actually based on the devs clicking a switch to change the seasons. But that's going to change the events you have access to. And from what I understand, this game has a ridiculous amount of shit to do, much like Assassin's Creed might, because you not only level up your skills as a driver, but each and every car that you can unlock or purchase in the game has its own skill tree.
Yeah, that's a
skills
tad
apply
nuts.
to that specific car. So
That's
if you love one car, you can level it up. And, there's a whole bunch of them. And we have Mega Man 11 for PS4, Xbox One,
so
Switch,
good.
and
Mega
PC.
Man 11 is so good. I have one gripe about it. It's because my one gripe is you actually turn into the robot masters that you beat. You kind of take on characters rather than just changing color.
You don't just change colors?
It kind of throws me off because I'm used to just changing color. But beyond that, the game is damn good.
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I think it's fun. It's the next numbered main Mega Man game, and that's kind of a big deal because of how many flipping spinoffs it has. It takes a jump from the retro style of 9 and 10 when they kind of brought the series back to the 2D side-scroller, and it's the same kind of game. It's just built in 3D.
Yeah,
it plays the same mostly, just new look.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's good. It actually is good.
Also, Salty Frank, I have no idea what an Omai wa Mo Shideru is.
Omai wa Mu Shindiru. So the one thing I know about Fist of the North Star there, Salty Frank, is if you're playing it, you just don't know if you're already dead or not.
Well, there you go. How about Midnight Sanctuary for PS4, Switch, and PC? This is an indie adventure game, which is more of an indie novel game. Published by Sony Music Entertainment. Remember a million years ago when we reported that Sony Music's group is actually going to start publishing some games?
Yeah.
They're publishing this one. This looks very story heavy. It's like a visual novel game, but the graphic style might throw some people. I don't know. The characters look really awkward to me. I don't think I could get into it, but I also don't play a lot of novel games, so have fun. We have Pato Box coming out for PS Vita. That's right. This week features a Vita release.
That's the only reason why I slapped it on here, because it was a Vita game.
This is the boxing video game where you play as a duck. This came out on Steam a while ago.
Oh shit! I didn't know that's what this was.
Yeah, this came out in like March. It's got good reviews. It looks fantastic when you're actually watching it. Like the animations look great. But keep in mind it is 100% black and white. Like not grayscale. Like black or white are the only colors in the game.
Yeah, it looks a little jarring sometimes.
We have Racket Fury Table Tennis VR. So there you go, another PSVR game. This game came out on Steam a while ago. It's been playable with Oculus and the HTC Vive, and it's pretty good. It's a VR table tennis game, so exactly what you think it is, with a good physics engine. It has a single-player campaign and online multiplayer. So
the fact that it has a campaign in the table tennis game is kind of weird, but hey, Rockstar made one of the best table tennis games of all time.
We have Valkyrian Arc High School Story for PS4, Switch, and PC. This is the weird one to me. This is an adventure indie sim game where you manage a school that trains heroes, like adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
So you not only manage it like a regular sim
cool
game.
Concept. I like the concept.
Where you're choosing like where you're putting your funding or building buildings, all this other stuff. But then you actually build parties and send your adventurers out to fight bosses and go on quests. So, I don't know. It just looks super interesting to me. We have WWE 2K19. Yeah, dude, I see WW, my brain goes somewhere else. We got a wrestling game called World War Extreme 2K19 Digital Deluxe for PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh, yes.
This is a wrestling video game that also has a $90 Digital Deluxe edition. I don't know who that is for, but I'm pretty sure they'd only make it if someone was going to buy it. That's not me. And the last one on the list, well, depending on what you're into, there's probably something for you. And if you hate all of these other games, you might want to still play Super Mario Party, which is coming out on Switch.
I kind of want to pick it up.
This is the 11th Mario Party game. But here's the big thing to me. It has all the mini games, it still has the board game mode, it has all this other fun stuff. But this is going to be the first in a series of games that are not following Nintendo's Play Anywhere campaign. This is also going to be the first Nintendo Switch game that you cannot play in handheld mode. You can only play it in tabletop mode or if it's plugged into the dock.
I did not know that.
Cannot play it with a Pro controller. You can play it with Joy-Cons. Period.
I had no idea that was the case.
So if your controllers are attached to the Switch, you can't fucking play it. You got to take the Switch out, set it on a table, play it that way.
I'm no longer as excited for this as I once was.
Yeah, and it I don't know why everyone's not like shouting it from the rooftops, because for me it's such a big deal. I understand that it's a party game and it's probably going to be the most fun if you have a bunch of people over and it's plugged into the TV and everyone's running around with a Joy-Con. You can use the fancy rumble features and all that fun stuff, but there's plenty of people that will just play even puzzle games or party games single player and have a great time. And if I'm playing a Switch game single player, you can bet I'm probably laying down or I'm in a car or I'm on a plane or I'm on a train and I'm playing that shit handheld.
Yeah.
And this is completely ridiculous. I get that, HD Rumble's a thing and there's gyroscope features and all this other stuff, but I feel like you could have just limited it to click a checkbox in the options menu that says handheld mode. It kicks off a bunch of the menu games that you don't have access to, and you can still play it single player. I mean, obviously, I don't develop games, and that could be outrageously difficult as far as I know, but it's weird. It's also going to be the first Mario Party game with online multiplayer, which, again, to me, just seems like another strike against it almost, in that it doesn't have handheld mode. Because, if I'm on my couch playing handheld, I could be playing online with people, but the online mode does not have the regular board game version that Mario Party is kind of known for, where you walk around the board and you get into a mini game and everyone has to battle. The way the online in this game works is you're randomly assigned 5 mini games that you play with strangers on the internet, and whoever wins the most wins everything.
Yeah, that seems not a design choice. I want to get my hands on it to see how it works out. Before we wrap things up
I'm
here,
probably still going to play it because Mario Party is fun.
It's Nintendo. Nintendo, that's good quality.
I don't know. The more I read, the less I'm like a hard sell on. Let's get this new Mario Party game. So,
okay.
You guys do what you want.
We wrap things up here tonight, David. I want to give a special shout out to AJ Ninja. Thank you for showing us this webpage. This is all the Assassin's Creed Odyssey pre-order shit. Hopefully this works. There we go. Let me blow it up just a little bit so y'all can see at home. Okay. So, we have the Standard Edition. The Digital Deluxe Edition, which comes with a whole bunch of digital shit, including temporary boosts to XP and all that, because of course you gotta have that.
Yay.
The Gold Edition. This is what you paid to get it early. That means you have to pay $100 to get it early out the gate. And it also comes with the Season Pass. You get the Ultimate Edition Digital, which comes with even more shit. You have the Medusa Edition, which comes with him standing on a statue of Medusa's head, art book and other stuff. There's the Spartan Edition, which does not come with the same statue in the Medusa Edition. So if you want both statues, you gotta buy 2 copies of the game.
The Spartan Edition should come with nothing.
Yes, it should just truly be Spartan. And comes with a whole bunch of extra missions as well on top of that. Then you have the Pantheon Edition, which comes with this massive diorama, which is so the Spartan Edition comes with like half of the diorama, but the Pantheon Edition comes with the other half of the panorama that you can put them together. Think like the way some of the Games Workshop, Primark, Forge World guys work.
Yeah, that reference isn't going to work everywhere.
Yeah, hey. So, just off the top of my head, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. God damn it. I'm so pissed off. I'm like clicking the wrong buttons on going back to the actual overlay.
Oh, man.
7 of them, David. For one fucking game. And that does not count like multiple SKUs. That doesn't count like if they have to if they're doing the stream only version for Google Stream. And 7 of them, David.
Dude, it's Ubisoft.
How can you call something?
We're for the players, and we're not going to screw with people. They're not going to stop this stuff.
How can you fucking call something the Ultimate Edition and then have 3 more editions that have more shit in them? I don't think Ubisoft understands what the meaning of words are. This goes back to Watch Dogs, where they're like, and his iconic hat. I'm like, you can't have an iconic hat if you haven't even had your single game launch yet.
It's true. Also, isn't it just like a regular black hat?
Yeah, with like the weird diamond W logo on there.
Cool.
It hurts my head. I can like feel this
Man, you're
vein
actually running out of words.
Right here. Don't fucking tell me that there's an 8th edition for Amazon only, AJ Ninja. I'm going to like explode.
Oh, I'm waiting for the Best Buy, GameStop, and whatever else editions. Is there one for Circuit City?
It sounds like there are. I am so pissed that they do shit like this. I hate it so much. And on that hatred, we end the show. This has been GamePoints episode 146. If you like what you see here,
he hates everything.
Stream every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at Twitch TV/GamePoints. We are audience interactive, so please join in the show like Salty Frank, like AJ Ninja did, like Soul Glove did earlier. I appreciate you guys coming in and watching. If you want to support the show, you know what everyone wants. Likes, follows, subscribes, bits, etc. But never feel like you have to do so. I'm just jazzed to have you here. If you cannot watch us live, check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/c/GamePointsPC, all together. And all old shows, game reviews, sometimes a couple streams, sometimes me just delivering like breaking news I can't wait, all pop up on there. You can follow the show on Twitter at GamePointsPC. You can follow myself, Stephen Brown, at CapitalistPig21, and you can follow David Smith over there on Twitter at Palshife_Satori. Once again, this has been GamePoints episode 146. Thank you for showing up. No streams this week until Monday again because I am on a quote-unquote mini vacation as I have family in town, and I will see you all again on Monday. Until then, we're out of here.